Yo, what's good, Dolphins fans? It's your boy Dillon. I'm just to do a quick hit video today. Just a couple articles I want to read. Some of the news and notes, commentary around the national media. So get right into it. And the first article I have is from CBS Miami, and its run defense remains an issue as Dolphins move closer to regular season. The offseason is generally when teams hope to address and fix their biggest issues from the previous year. Adam Gase says the Miami Dolphins' run defense will be better than it was in 2017. The preseason says otherwise. Miami has allowed 299 yards rushing in the first two exhibition games. That includes 226 yards Friday at Carolina and 71 on one play, a touchdown run by Christian McCaffrey on the second snap of the night. That means that last game was really bad. The game before that, we only let up 73 yards, which is actually not that bad. So that does need to improve. But it was over one game, not two. Just saying. Anyway, the leaky ground defense is especially worrisome because the same problem contributed greatly to a 6-10 finish in 2017. A lot contributed to a 6-10 finish in 2017. Let's just be clear about that. The Dolphins gave up over 170 yards rushing 3 times during a 5-game losing streak that sent the season south. Despite evidence to the contrary, Gase says his run defense has improved. "I can see how it's starting to come together," he said Sunday. He also knows a lot more about his team than you do. "Clean up some of the mistakes and we'll be all right," middle linebacker Raekwon McMillan said. "The front seven is still adjusting to the loss of 5-time Pro Bowl tackle Ndamukong Suh." Man, I guess they just won't shut up about that. "Who was cut when his enormous contract became too burdensome." Last week, the Dolphins signaled they are struggling to replace Suh when they signed veteran Kendall Langford, who had been out of the NFL since early November. It's not necessarily a signal of that, they just wanted to get another body. Langford was rushed into action at Carolina. He played 18 snaps, made no assignment mistakes, and is in excellent shape, Gase said. Langford joins a group of tackles that also includes veteran newcomer Akeem Spence, perennial underachiever Jordan Phillips, and 2 players taken on the final day of the 2017 draft, Devon Gottschall and Vincent Taylor. New defensive line coach Chris Koturek plans a heavy rotation to keep everyone fresh. The defensive lineman making the biggest impact so far is former Pro Bowl end Robert Quinn, an offseason acquisition who had 2 sacks at Carolina. He had 19 sacks with the Rams in 2013. "Hopefully I can get back to those good numbers," Quinn said. "That's kind of my mindset, to break records and do something extreme." Overall, Gase said the remaking of the front 4 is on schedule. "I like where our D-line is," the coach said. "We've just got to make sure we do a better job of fitting the runs right, but they're attacking." There are fresh faces at linebacker too, and both are youngsters from Ohio State. McMillan is starting in the middle after missing all of his rookie season in 2017 because of a knee injury. Rookie Jerome Baker, a 3rd-round pick, is the front-runner to start on the outside opposite veteran Kiko Alonso. McMillan and Baker are 2 big reasons Gase remains optimistic about the direction of the run defense. "We'll get those guys up to speed," Gase said. They'll be doing it right once we hit the first week. "We have athletic guys in that second level. We'll give them opportunities to make plays, and they'll make them." McMillan and Baker were nowhere to be found on McCaffrey's long run, however, and defensive backs Bobby McCain and TJ McDonald took bad angles. "We had 2 guys get too aggressive in the secondary," Gase said. "Such mistakes are correctable," the coach said. He has less than 3 weeks to fix them. I really didn't like the showing in last game, but I'm not going to make any too harsh judgments until they start counting for real. I do need to see more in this next game, though, for sure. It's definitely gotta tighten up a bit. Next, Dolphins Wire article. Kendall Langford impressed coaches in Dolphins return. The Dolphins signed Kendall Langford last Tuesday to add depth to their defensive line. Last Friday, Langford not only traveled to Charlotte for their preseason game against the Panthers, but he played in limited duty. Dolphins head coach Adam Gase told reporters on Sunday Langford was a player he had been keeping his eye on for a while. His name kept coming up since the spring, Gase said. "Will Hayes was getting on me pretty good about, just take a look at my guy, take a look at my guy." It just kind of worked out to where we brought him in and we brought a couple of other guys in and did a workout, and our guys felt like he looked like the best guy. They asked him to run a conditioning test first, and he crushed it. Langford, who initially played for the Dolphins from 2008 to 2011, saw action against the Panthers on Friday night. He finished the game with 2 tackles and 18 snaps. Last season, Langford began the year with the Saints, but he was cut in early October. A week later, the Texans signed Langford, but he was released on November 7th after appearing in just 1 game. That was great to see because it's hard to find guys that can come in here, especially at that spot, be in shape, and then he plays 18 snaps. Gase said, "It's been a while since he's even thrown on pads. For him to come in there and not have any errors, and just minor technique things that we just do different that he hasn't really done before, I thought it was a great sign for us." Langford has been a defensive end most of his career, but can also play at the defensive tackle position. He will join the Dolphins defensive line that will rotate a number of players in during games with the hopes of keeping them fresh throughout the season. Okay, next is another Dolphins Wire article, backup quarterback competition providing no clear-cut leader. After the first 2 weeks of the preseason, the battle for the right to back up Dolphins quarterback Ryan Tannehill this season doesn't have a clear-cut leader at the moment. David Fales outperformed Brock Osweiler during the first week of the preseason against the Buccaneers. Then during the second preseason game against the Panthers, Osweiler was the better of the 2 quarterbacks. I guess what I would say to that is every day in the National Football League is a competition. Osweiler said on Sunday, regardless of starters, backups, whatever, you're always competing to be your best and compete for a starting job. As far as competing for the backup job, that's something I really don't think about. I just think about trying to be just the best player I can be each and every day. Fales finished with a quarterback rating of 106.3 as he completed 8 of 11 passes as he threw for 115 yards against the Buccaneers during week 1 of the preseason. In that same game, Osweiler was 10 for 21 as he threw for just 83 yards. The next week against the Panthers, Fales completed just 1 pass as he threw for 6 yards and an interception. On the flip side, Osweiler was 10 for 13 as he threw for 68 yards, but he was sacked twice. Bryce Petty, who is currently 4th on the Dolphins' depth chart, has probably been better than both Fales and Osweiler, albeit his numbers were against 3rd and 4th stringers. In 2 preseason games, Petty has thrown for 111 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, while rushing for another touchdown against the Panthers last Friday night. It is unlikely the Dolphins will keep 3 quarterbacks on their roster once final cuts are made on September 1st. Head coach Adam Gase will continue to assess the quarterback competition during the Dolphins' last 2 preseason games. I think there have been times when they've both played well, Gase said. We've gotten through practice, we watch them every day. I know what's expected in the game. When you're in there with the starters, it looks different. Guys are breaking free. It's tough. There are different groups and it can be challenging as quarterback. Their timing is not the same. That's where they've got to go fight through that and try to get completions and put the ball in the end zone. Okay, and one more from Pro Football Talk. Gase, Frank Gore driving me insane to play in preseason. Frank Gore wants to get out there and show what he can do. I hope they play him at least a little bit in this upcoming game against the Ravens, but we'll see. Dolphins running back Frank Gore has played in a lot of football games over the course of his career, but he says he'll be nervous before taking the field this Saturday for a home preseason game against the Ravens, or he will be nervous in the event that the Dolphins play him against the Ravens. Gore did not play in either of the team's first 2 preseason outings, and Coach Adam Gase isn't ready to say that will change in what's usually seen as a dress rehearsal for the regular season. Do I need to see him? I don't, Gase said, but he's driving me insane. We'll see how that goes. If I say no right now, he'll be in my office in 5 minutes. I know that he wants to go out there and do something. I think he's tired of standing on the sideline. The Dolphins' first-team offense has produced 9 points on 6 possessions thus far this preseason, so getting Gore out there to do something could be beneficial to more than just Gase's sanity. So that's it for the news, notes, articles, stuff like that. It wasn't a whole lot. I just wanted to bring it to you, make a quick short video, so I hope you guys like that. Also, I had a quick question that I was thinking about, and I'd like to get your take on it, so feel free to answer the question, leave some comments. But I was curious, because Adam Gase seems to be upbeat, kind of feeling it, not really too worried about things, and with some of the explanation that he gave, I was wondering if you guys feel as if, because he made comments, if you saw my last video in his press conference, he made comments about being very reserved in like his play calling and stuff like that, and that probably, contributes as to why they weren't, so good on like 3rd down and in the red zone. Because he doesn't want to put that stuff out there yet on film and so on and so forth. So, question is basically, Do you guys think that it's possible Gase is kind of, I guess if you will, trying to pull one over on people? He's like, because he has been known to be rather creative, and he's shown that with the Dolphins. More so, as time has gone on, as things have come together better for this team. But do you think he's kind of, just trying to fool people? Do you think it's possible that he's, keeping that playbook a secret until we hit the regular season, and then he's just gonna explode on the scene, and everybody's gonna be like, "Whoa, where'd this come from?" I don't know, but it is an interesting question. So let me see what you guys think. If you like the video, make sure you definitely hit the subscribe button. That's super important. Also, obviously, share this with your friends, family, anybody that's a Dolphins fan. Let them know about it. Trying to grow. We are growing. So let's keep that going. Let's get bigger, better. And with that, I'll leave you guys, and I'll see you soon. Fins up.